motherfucking middle finger up in this bitch. ATL, St. Louis, Alabama, Chicago, the Carolinas, DC, Bay Area, Miami, New York, Vegas, Texas. Y'all niggas can't fuck my niggas home. 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 Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. 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 Y'all niggas more flexing that, flaunting that.
Yeah, no, man. You already know exactly what time it is. We're back here to serve some more Game on the Ground from Hungry House. You just got the pound and are ready for the next round. So with that being said, make sure y'all grab your snacks, your drinks, your weed, whatever the fuck the case may be, because we finna jump into this bitch. So with that being said, you guys can see the title of this episode. This is going to be part 4 of Charleston White getting into Hollywood. So with that being said, man, let me go ahead and get this shit pulled up real quick. Boom. And bam. Just like that. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this back a few seconds. About right there. So I got my snack. Got my drink. And we are good to go. This is a fresh ass box of Cheez-Its. And y'all already know them Cheez-Its be fucking smacking. So let's jump into this bitch.
Research, who got notes. I can play the character with somebody who don't know all that. So you're doing your due diligence. So it's hard to come up here and still play image persona and sell my music to these people who think I'm this 24/7 because we haven't deconstructed that he's a man at some time and this is just what he do for a living.
Right.
So
well, I get that because even with me, they can't separate the entertainment, the viral moments from the fact that I'm still smart. I still believe in my community. I still love people. I love myself. So I get it. That's why I said I wanted to have you on because I see you. I mean, I see the entertainment and it's entertaining, but I also see you. And I'm trying to understand, like,
so nobody deconstructed
how you manage
for me.
Both.
Well, because nobody did it for me. Man, do you know how heartbroken I was when I found out Ice Cube wasn't no gangster? I grew up believing from 13, 14, 15.
That everything he said in NWA was real?
Man, you know how fucked up I was? Not only that, do you know how fucked up I was when I realized Tupac wasn't a real thug, that he was an intellectual genius actor and he just wanted to fit in and he got himself killed?
Right.
Damn.
He wasn't none of that, man. So, man, I was fucked up. Man, I thought Pimp C was a real pimp. But young, impressionable mind. So now you growing up and you're in your 30s, you saying, man, here I've been trying to be all of this. Now I'm needing to know how to be a father. And it ain't now rapper than rap, now father lyric to a nigga, homie. So now I need a new identity because I see this is bullshit. I embrace fatherhood. But even as embracing fatherhood, you still feel inadequate as a black man.
Well, let me challenge that and see what you think, because you're smart as hell, and you know, you're answering all the questions. Everybody watching is like, yeah, I agree and I understand. Even in maybe sitting in films of disagreements, Nipsey, you were kind of fucked up about Nipsey when he died. You said you said what you said.
No,
but let me ask you, Nipsey. And I don't know King Von's movement. I mean, of course, I lost a brother. So anytime I see somebody that comes from where my brother comes from, and I understand everything you say in terms of like where you come from.
See, I went to Nip's funeral, homie. I was
there too.
I had just moved back from LA, and I went with the Rolling 60s rival, the 8-Tray Gangster Trips, OG Skull, and I watched how they bullied themselves into the arena. They didn't have no, man, we ain't have no ticket. Man, we sat with the celebrities. And I'm saying, man, how we get nigga Jay-Z right there? Man, I go Usher. Man, look at DJ Quick. So I'm fascinated. So, but I watched them bully to get there. Man, I watched Cappuccino, man, get up out the car, say, and the valet people saying, y'all can't, but he got on an all raw blue suit. He hit the hood. Man, park the car right there. That was my first time seeing a Rolls Royce truck. But I watched them bully. But I went to the funeral because I wanted to know who Nipsey Hussle was. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. I had never heard one of his songs that I could recite. And I was trying to figure out how is it that a rolling 60 Crip in LA can have this such an impact way down here in Texas on the many motherfuckers. So
Because they loved him there too.
man, all over. Hell yeah, they had, yeah. So I'm saying to myself, well, we got Nipsey Hustles here in the city that does this, that does. Why don't they celebrate? So when I got invited to the funeral, yeah, I came. And so I came. It was like a journey.
The actual experience, or
yeah,
the
actual experience was like a journey.
What was the journey for you?
Coming from flying from Texas the day of the funeral, the night before, getting here, meeting up with OG Skull. We met up at King Baba Louie's house, and these are the founders of the Crips and Pyru sets, and so just to get to the Staples Center and see what I saw, and then to be among celebrities. So this long before I become popular online. So just to be amongst celebrities and see how these gangsters is moving, to see the Muslim brothers holding security at the doors, taking the tickets. So that was interesting to see. So to go in the Staples Center, knowing that this is a funeral, man, the weed smoke was everywhere. You talking from a guy coming from the South. This is some, man, what? They smoking weed in motherfucker? But I'm smoking weed too. And they playing his album.
It was a beautiful ceremony.
It was. But you coming from the South.
Mhm.
This would never be accepted in the South, right? But it's a beautiful ceremony. So as I'm sitting there, and man, I've said this many times. The deconstruction of Nipsey Hussle and Irmis did not hit me until Lauren London's son got up and talked.
Mhm.
I think he was 7 at the time.
Mhm.
He said, last night, Irmis came to me in a dream. When he said that, man, it's like a revelation hit me. He said, Irmis. What? I was smoking a blunt. He said, what's up, killer? And he was in heaven. I put the blunt out and started listening to that kid. Captivated by every word in his tone. He didn't stutter. He didn't murmur. He gave a detailed account about him and Irmis. So when I began to listen throughout the rest of that funeral, after Black Sam spoke, I never heard Nip.
Mhm.
And then it hit me. I said, we're here for Nip. That's why ain't none of us crying. They buried Irmis. That's why they not smiling. I was able to deconstruct him.
Mm.
Nip was killed by the set. How can you honor that? How can his family rest Nip? Man, they laying down Irmis. Because once you start meeting people from the country that he's from, his name Irmis means something, have a meaning.
Mhm.
So, man, fuck that, man. I'm embracing what means something. Because that's who I walked away with.
Mm. Well, were you able to?
The spirit of that man.
There was a lot. I mean,
Yeah. And I'm saying that because most people got his lyrics, but to be there and to see
people were looking at the celebrity who died, not
Yeah.
necessarily being able to feel that feeling we all felt being
Yeah.
there and seeing the family more than the
Yeah.
person, the human being.
So I see Nipsey, I see a gangbanger, rolling 60 rapper, Crip. I'm gonna turn all these bitches into lesbians. But when I look at Irmis, I see the inner workings of a great man who was fighting to evolve and grow past what Nip got killed at.
But were you not able to see that with King Von because you didn't have the proximity to it, or because they didn't show that?
Because nobody came out and told no other side about King Von other than him being a killer till this day.
Got it.
I got to hear another side. I haven't heard nobody come out and give a contrast other than he killed people and he done it with pride, and he done it so well he could prolifically sing about it and tell stories that captivate children about how he did it.
Mhm.
Man, isn't that some crazy ass shit? How there's some people out there who willfully and pridefully kill other people. That's some sadistic ass shit when you think about it. Like, that's some like insane asylum demon type shit. For real. Like, that's wild. And these the type of people that they be promoting to the youth.
Got it.
Yeah, and plus I met Tuka's mother. So to meet Miss Dominique, and hear Tuka, and hear that Tuka wasn't a gangbanger, he wasn't a killer. He was a kid that knew how to wrestle, who just got caught up into the casualties of the Chirac War. Yeah.
So when you're saying stuff like that, and then the Lil Durks are responding, or Soulja Boy allegedly paying people to come and get you, you don't think it doesn't stop you? Because I haven't seen you miss a beat.
And I ain't been got yet. So I think that's just for the
Internet.
That's just for the rap persona. Nobody have ever challenged rappers the way I openly in public challenge rappers. Nobody. Nobody
Consistently,
nobody have openly challenged and disrespected gang members in the streets the way I've used my platform to do it.
And you do it intentionally.
Intentionally.
And that is that Charleston White, or is that the character?
That's Charleston White. That's Charleston White therapy. So I don't hate you niggas. But because it's no different than the police officer who becomes a police officer, has no hate, has no racism, but at some point, because he works in this community and he sees these type of crimes, he developed this kind of sentiment toward this group of people. It's no different than the jailer or the correction.
Is it because you're watching these niggas profit off of storytelling and emulating a lifestyle that they don't live in real life?
I'm watching the poor nigga babies emulate what these niggas is saying while they rich and not kill nobody, while the kids live it out. I was one of them. Not only that, the mothers bury the babies acting this out. So when we bury these babies, I buried a kid by the name of Nakiah Stevenson, 15 years old. He snuck his stepdaddy's gun to an 8th grade party. The 8th graders beefing with the 19-year-olds. So this 15-year-old trying to play tough, shoot the gun up in the air and get killed in front of his 12-year-old son, his brother, his 12-year-old brother. So they part of my hype program. So when it's time to bury this little nigga, homie, where you blood niggas at? Nigga, when we having a barbecue to try to fund, nigga, where you blood niggas at? But y'all got y'all finger, y'all want a plate though. So when the old woman house, the 93-year-old woman house got shot up on Hattie Street, when the gang banging Hoover niggas was looking for a nigga named Big Pun, they know Big Pun mama stay there. A nigga catch Big Pun in the street, but they shot up the 93-year-old woman house next door. Nigga, we reached out the gang. So that's where I hate you bitch ass nigga. Cause when the white man do something, y'all don't buck him. When y'all go to jail, you niggas don't kill each other in jail. Y'all start being friends so y'all can stick together to go against the Mexicans. So why out here? But y'all playing gangster. So because I'm changing and I'm really resenting the culture, because I feel like, man, they tricked me with this bullshit ass culture. And they go trick another generation playing the gangster shit. When somebody go come out and say, man, this shit bullshit.
That's interesting when you think about it. Out there in the streets, they killing each other. But in prison, they stick together. How does that make any type of sense at all whatsoever? That don't make no type of sense. If they had the same type of unity in the free world that they do in prison, you know how much more shit they could get done? How much good shit they could get done? How much positive shit they could build up? But instead, they want to kill each other out there in the free world. How does that make any sense?
This gangster shit bullshit, homie. We gonna keep selling this shit. So I became the change that I wanted to see. It should be somebody in the community telling the gang banging niggas, fuck y'all, nigga, and we'll shoot it out behind. Y'all ain't gonna sell dope during these hours. Say, listen, woman, y'all go sell pussy when the kids get on the bus. When it's 3 o'clock, it's supposed to be somebody regulating like that in the neighborhood. It's supposed to be a nigga saying, man, nigga, we go burn down these drug houses. Y'all keep selling dope down that woman house, and ain't nobody cutting that old woman grass. This old woman lived next door to a dope house, and her car broke down. Nigga, y'all get her car fixed. It's supposed to. So I wanted to become that kind of superhero, as risky and as dangerous as it was. But where I got the courage to do it, I was broke and angry. And I was becoming resentful because I didn't know how to generate the money to keep doing the work, but I had the desire to keep doing the work. So I remember God telling me 5 years into it, he said, Charleston, if you don't put no business with your passion, you're going to get burnt out. So I was getting burnt out. But because of the conditions of the community, the conditions of the people, now I'm changing. Now niggas looking at me, oh, nigga, you done forgot where you came from. Now I got a distaste for it. Now I got a disdain for it. Because I was really playing, homie. I didn't come from that shit. I just wanted to fit in. And I wanted to fit into something that was negative. Now I want to be positive. Now I want to be a light in the community. So I attacked that bullshit. And it just so happened to turn me into a viral sensation. And what people found out is that I just wasn't saying shit. I can give you a reason on why I'm saying this. You may not agree with it.
No, I think for a lot of people, this will make sense, at least to me. But when you say that, and now when you look back on the King Vons, now that you've said it, you've explained why people got it.
Well, now you don't really hear me say fuck King Von.
No, I know. But like now, do you go, does it change what you felt? It doesn't change what you felt at the time. Or
yeah,
how
it
you
does.
Said
Yeah, it does. Now when I look back, there's more compassion.
Okay.
But because I done met the FBG Ducks Vom. I done met the King Von DJU. So
you were able to humanize the individual.
There you go. Mm-hmm. See, now he's more humanized to me. Because there's a saying that we should try to seek to understand rather than being understood. I had no understanding then. Mm. Now I got just a little bit more understanding. So I understand.
That's square.
Have you met up with T.I. son yet, King? Are you guys friends?
No, I like the money. Yeah, I don't like King.
I like King.
Yeah,
King was my favorite.
Unruly motherfucker. Yeah, he a little unruly motherfucker. And he'll kick T.I. ass, I think.
He almost did.
I think so.
We saw that.
Yeah.
Wait, so when he was gonna beat up his daddy, were you clapping somewhere, rooting him on?
No. I ain't never rooting for no kid to go against their parent.
Right.
Never. I just think as parents that we forget things that our children don't. So that's why you could hear him saying, I know you, I know. So that's why they trying to hurry up and shut him up. Because
what he was about to say was, you don't want me to tell the real you because of what I went through. And kids will tell the truth.
Well, he said, I went over my grandmama. Y'all know her. So when you hear that, I had a little bit more compassion for him.
Yeah.
Man, I watched my mother.
My show is making Charleston White soft. I don't care.
I can't hide behind the character.
I ain't gonna lie. We had a meeting about you because I said, we know Charleston White, the viral sensation, but I know who I see through because you let a crack in your veil pop up here and there when you speak, and you're smart. Clearly you're educated both in the streets and in school. Like you've lived a life. We both from the 77. You done brought up piggy banks and fucking other shit that amazed me. But like I was like, okay, I don't want to sit here and have an interview. This is gonna go viral anyway. To just go viral, I want to hit to the heart of like who you are.
Most people don't care about the man, the individual Charleston. They like the internet persona because they want to go viral.
But that feeds that thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's why I started cussing. Not that I wanted to go viral. I didn't know viral even existed. I didn't know you can get paid from this shit. But once I saw that, man, fuck, I'm gonna come be positive for. Man, fuck, I'm gonna bring the real Charleston for. Because when the real Charleston was here, when he didn't cuss, the bow tie, man, he's not as appealing.
That don't get no play.
Well, it don't bring awareness, nor does the message get out. So I wanted to bring awareness get the message out, and figure out how to monetize. So once I saw that, I realized what feeds the algorithm. That ignorant nigga shit. Kill your mama, suck my dick, fuck your bitch. That's what feeds the algorithm. So
And whose fault is it? Because I get blamed as the platform. Hollywood Unlocked, it's your fault because we post it all. Is it your fault because you do it all, or is it their fault because they can't consume enough of it?
it's their fault because they can't consume enough of it. It's called supply and demand.
I agree.
So it's business practices. So why would I not? It's supply and demand. This is what the people want. It's no different than when the Romans wanted live executions. When the Romans wanted to see a human
For
fight.
entertainment.
Yeah. So I believe our society is becoming that bloodthirsty. Well, at some point they're gonna want to see executions again, because they can't get enough of it. So I've tried it, man. I do positive. I do a lot of positive videos, but at this point, I feel like it's a waste of time.
So are you and T.I.? You still don't like T.I.?
I love T.I.
Really?
Yeah, I love T.I. Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was more disappointed by him responding to me than anything.
Why?
I feel like he wasn't supposed to. I feel like he stepped down. I feel like he stepped down, and by him stepping down, it propelled me past him.
But what made you think? What was the perception that he was past you?
You mean me? Well, because we all place celebrities above us in the Black community, including myself. I'm honest enough to admit that. Yeah, it's always y'all up there and us down here. I said that in the Cam Newton. So I've always placed. I've been programmed to do that. So I didn't realize celebrities were really human till they started getting offended by what I said. They became human to me then. Like, man, what the fuck? Man, I couldn't believe that, homie. It fucked me up, man. Even for Boosie to come on social media and be on social media as he is, and we're able to start seeing his flaws as an individual. It humanized them and be like, oh man, them niggas ain't shit. Man, them niggas just like us. But before then, man, them niggas on a pedestal.
But when you get into a Boosie and he makes threats, then you call the FBI on him. Do you think they can
He never made no threats. No, Boosie have been the smartest one to deal with me to this date. The best way to beat me, if you want to beat me, is to ignore me. Don't pay me no mind. Or if you watch me, don't respond to me. So Boosie been outside of Vlad specifically asking him questions, Boosie will not speak on me. So what?
Why do you think that
I've never called the FBI, but I play like I have. Yeah, I've never called it.
Well, why do you think he won't talk to you outside the interview, or talk directly to you or at you outside the interview?
Because I hit him below the belt with the Marlo Mike shit.
Well, I missed that.
Boosie was charged in some murders and ultimately being found not guilty. But having, a 15-year-old at the time, Marlo Mike, as his hitman, rapped about it in songs. And because I became involved in youth advocacy work on the juvenile life without parole law, I learned a lot about Marlo Mike. So there's a lot of guys who was in Angola and other places who a guy by the name of Eric Brown today who was free because we worked on that law. So Marlo Mike was denied. So after the Supreme Court ruled that to automatically give a kid juvenile life without parole is inhumane and unconstitutional. So they can't automatically give it. Well, once that law was overturned, around that time, Marlo had been sentenced. He went back on appeal, I think, in 2019, 2020, only for his appeal to be denied. So he would be one of the only kids after that ruling that will die in prison that got juvenile life without parole. So I fuck with Boosie a lot about that. I don't never really talk about it. He don't have to be found not guilty. So I pressed Vlad TV about pressing Boosie about it, just like he want to press OJ about OJ being found not guilty with it. So yeah, equal opportunity. So that's kind of personal with him. So that's why he don't speak.
And so when he called and made a threat to a promoter?
Yeah. So let me just say this. Me and Boosie got on the phone once. They offered me and Boosie some money to do a celebrity boxing match. The amount of money that they offered caught his attention and it caught mine. So we got on the phone, and you know, he didn't say nothing, but he was listening. And I said, man, nigga, I'm gonna let you win the fight. Nigga, I'm gonna make you look like a hero. Nigga, we ain't gonna fight for real. But he just listened. He didn't respond. My manager was on there, his manager. So then we hung up, and then my partner Dewberry and his manager got on the phone. So that was the whole thing, man. He be talking about Marlo Mike, man, and this and that. So yeah.
So are you guys are good now?
Yeah, we always been good, except so I had a show. I was booked in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month. I get a call from the promoter, scary ass nigga, all scared, man. They talking about, man, they go shoot. I said, nigga, we go get the police. Nigga, them niggas scatter the police down. Them nigga ain't gonna do nothing. So his specific word was Boosie mama bought a table. Boosie mama bought a table up front, and they gonna have his cousin try to do something to you. So I said, nigga, we gonna put they motherfucking ass in jail. Nigga, I love to put Boosie ass and Boosie cousin in jail.
And so you still went?
Well, he was scared. So I said, well, man, you know, you forfeiting the money, not me. So I ain't got to return the money, man. I said, yeah, but I'm calling the FBI, nigga, and I'm going to tell him I'm recording this phone call. So I made him think that I had recorded the phone conversation, which is illegal. So now I didn't record the phone conversation. I did not contact the FBI.
So you're trolling.
Yeah, I was trolling.
But when you're trolling them to the extent that you are, I mean, because you laid them all the way out. And there's a different world for the people that don't know. You know, if I talk about Boosie, I mean, I criticize Boosie all the time, and I criticize Megan Thee Stallion. It's very different.
Yeah.
Because the women play a certain way, the men play a certain way. And what I found is, like, Rick Ross just blocked us because we posted his baby mom talking shit. But yeah,
that you hit below the belt, you go to post nigga baby mama because she knows some secrets don't nobody know.
Right, but we're posting the back and forth with all the rappers. Is the baby mom? It's funny.
Yeah, it is, but not to him. yeah, because she's saying some shit that we laughing at. He ain't laughing at.
Well, maybe he went to Wingstop. Either way, we're fine. Okay, so when you go there with the rappers, and you would have still went to that show if Boosie's cousin, family, and all them was still coming.
Yeah. Well, what you do is you hire security because the people that want to buy the tickets, man, don't know one monkey stop no show unless the promoter's scary. So my thing is, homie, unless you scared, and his thing is, man, I leave here. So I understand, my nigga, but I ain't returning no money.
Right.
Because I'm willing to still come do the show, but provide extra security. One thing I know about niggas, they respect a uniform and badge and lights that come on and go, whoop, whoop. They respect that. You can put a car there and not have a cop in there. They respect the fact that it's a police car there. So,
but if they're willing to ride through the hood and go kill each other, why would they be afraid of the police?
But that's without the police presence. They don't shoot and
That's what I'm saying. But why be afraid of the police if you're not afraid of anybody else? Because they can shoot back and get away with it.
Well, most niggas ain't afraid of the police. They're afraid of the power of the police. The power, because most people that hurt people, it's all about power. Mm-hmm. You don't try to hurt people that you perceive to have either equal or more power to you. You go pick on people who you think is powerless than you. So that's why I recommend, man, calling the police, because you see which gangsters get in line. And from what I seen, most rappers respect me for the simple fact, oh man, bitch ass nigga, go call the police. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Why wouldn't I? I'm not a gangster. I'm not a street guy. Why would I continue to play by the rules that guarantees you lose?
But the rules, the unwritten rules or the written rules, people say Jay Prince runs Texas. You live in Texas.
And I say he don't.
And you tell him to suck your dick.
Yeah, I say he don't.
But you don't even feel, even within Texas, you're not worried about something happening.
Who want to kill a nigga talking?
Right.
Who want to bring all this heat to you for a nigga that's talking online? And if you're a street guy, who listening to a guy that's talking online?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he's supposed to be the police. Who listening to that? Mm-hmm. Well, only people outside of Texas think Jay Prince run Texas. The people in Houston don't think that.
Wack 100 was here last week. He don't think so either.
Well, only the people who believe the myth that Suge Knight was as bad as he was. And Suge Knight wasn't bad. So
is Jay Prince just marketing?
Jay Prince is a music mogul. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. He's a music mogul. He's in the entertainment music industry. He ain't no mafia boss. Mm-hmm. Mob ties is not a real mob. but people believe it is. People believe that, but this is how hip hop done tricked us.
Yeah, I've never subscribed to it. I mean, I talk my shit and say what I think, and I mean, I haven't had anybody outright threaten me. And I mean, I tell them all the time, I'm a civilian. I call the police. I don't subscribe.
Let me just say this. Now, Jay Prince and them have reached out to some comedy venues. They reached out to Tommy T's and tried to, hey, but man, ain't nobody listening to that.
Cancel your
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I went to the Houston, when I sold out at Houston House of Blues, I had some issues with the, they wouldn't let me bring my weapons in. So I had some issues. But that's nah, man, don't know one person run Texas, but the sheriff of each county. So once I got into politics, and I understand the dynamics of the executive branches, your local government, man, I realized the sheriff is a bad motherfucker. Your county judge is a bad motherfucker.
The district attorney.
The district attorney is a bad motherfucker. Everybody else just talking and playing bad. So once I understand that, I stand on this side of the law with so much confidence and security as a law-abiding citizen compared to when I stood over that side with the criminal mind and criminal intent. But I thought I was bad over there. Man, I'm much badder over here with the intentions on doing right. Right? So I wake up with the intention on doing right and not harming nobody. So in my mind, how can what I say bring energy that will cause to hurt me when they really hurt people? Them and they homeboys really hurt people, and they lyrics promoting hurting people. So what energy goes back to them?
So how do you make sense out of somebody like a Meek Mill, who is a dream chaser in the streets, has his music, but then fighting for freedom with the Reform Act over with Jay-Z and Mike Rubin, and then dancing at the Mike Rubin all-white parties? Like, how do you make sense out of all that?
I don't, because he seems conflicted. I watched them give support to guys like what is it, WWMY Melly, whatever they got.
YMW Melly.
So I watched Meek and them give support to him, but
as a rapper who killed his friend or killed.
Yeah, but I watched them talk prison reform. I watched them high five the young bulls like Pooh Shiesty and them who brag about, but at the same time talk prison reform.
Why do you think the conflict exists?
Because prison reform makes a lot of money for a lot of companies and organizations and nonprofits. And Meek, he in with that. The NFL jumped in with the prison reform. The Campaign Fair Sentencing and Youth partnered with them. With the juvenile reform and the prison reform. So it's a lot of money in helping us reform, but you don't see the help to reform. It'd be all talk or on Capitol Hill, but you don't see Meek with the grassroots organizations that's standing on the front lines in a community that's helping to aid these guys when they re-enter back into society. You don't see Meek Mills going back and doing juvenile justice or political justice in the form of reaching back to some of his old friends who's been locked up since they were 15, 16. So I got a friend by the name of Charleston, Houston. We call him OG Baby Cash. Because of the culture, because of the environment, at 15 years old, he had 8 murders. Damn. So he's been in prison from 1992 at the age of 15 years old to now, over 30-something years.
Damn.
And he tied. So what happens to guys like him when they really make the change, they really find redemption, they really have remorse, and they won't do it again, but the consequences don't change. He 30-something years on a 40-year sentence, 50-year sentence. So that's where reform lies. It's guys like him who they once used Tookie, right? Remember before they executed Tookie, they used him for the riots to come speak to the youth. That's where reform comes from.
I reached out to Meek, Kim Kardashian, and Van Jones, who's a part of the whole reform movement, to help me get a friend out of prison. They didn't. I was able to go to my congresswoman who negotiated with the governor to get him out of prison. So I started looking at.
That's reform.
I've been to the Michael Rubin parties.
There you go.
You know, I see all the rappers show up for Michael Rubin and support him, but they don't show up at the BET Awards or my show. And you know, so I do see.
That's
like,
my beef with
yeah,
you.
no.
That's my beef.
I share the same beef, so I get it. And I wonder, is Meek's thing this need to be validated by white people, or is it a part of that business?
Well, you got to understand who went and got him out of prison. Robert Kraft. He went and got a helicopter and got him out. So how does that happen? Jay-Z gets put over the NFL Super Bowl performances. They go get Meek out. Jay-Z's been petitioning for Meek. Why they quit petitioning? They had the whole hip-hop industry saying free Meek, free. Why we stop? There are other people who deserve the same opportunity.
And they don't have half the resources. And
he got the pardon. He got a whole pardon. He got his gun rights back. He got his rights restored. So why we can't keep doing it? Come on, Meek. Why we can't keep doing it? So, man, we got.
That's very interesting. They show up like they're like them people who always talk about getting money and doing this and doing that, but never actually doing it. They talk about supporting certain things and getting behind certain things and doing certain things to look good in the spotlight, but they're not actually doing it. They just want to look good. So they're not actually about what they're talking about. They're just trying to look like they're about what they're talking about, which is crazy.
Yeah, man, we got guys because of our culture. Hurt people. We join gangs as hurt kids. America is responsible for the gang problem that has gone on in America for the last 50 years. America is responsible for at least 25 years of that 50 years because they propagated this shit to us. Not only, well, let me explain that. There's no reason that the Los Angeles Dodgers should have a red hat. There's no reason why Michael Jordan. They started propagating red and blue colors to us.
With the hat.
With the hats, the shoes, everything.
But you're not talking the Trump hat. Because the Trump hat, that you wore that hat.
I ain't seen, you can't identify Crip and Blood with the Trump hat. I already
No, but Make America Great Again, you can attribute that with.
Well, let me just say this.
It's attributed with a lot of things.
I remember a time America was great. That's all I'm going to say. I remember during the 80s, boy, we can play outside and you never heard a drive-by shooting outside.
Damn.
I remember a time that crack didn't exist.
So you agree with the theory that we should make America great again?
Yes.
But did you believe that Trump was going to be the one to do it?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I truly believe that. America seemed happy. America seemed, even black people seemed happy when Trump was in office compared to now and compared to before. Black people seem vibrant. The opportunity zones that Trump put into place, I think more black people started businesses during his term and time in office. PPP loans, whatever you're accredited to, but never before in history have black people had access to bank money like that.
Nor did we know what to do with it when we got it.
We didn't, but we didn't even have access. We finally got access.
Yes.
He made that possible. And now this president is saying we're going to come back and get y'all for that money y'all got away with.
I mean, the PPP loan money was supposed to help you keep your business afloat, not be in line at Gucci and Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills was lit.
Yeah, and niggas started businesses with the money, playing like they had business.
Right.
It's no different than what the banks and the CEO companies been doing on the back end in Wall Street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the poor people finally got a chance to cheat the system. They've been doing it forever.
But shouldn't we have taken that opportunity? Here's why I'll be critical of the culture. We should have took that opportunity. I took a $150,000 loan at that time and literally went from a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business. So I mean, I know that some of us knew what to do with it. Yeah. A lot of us didn't. Who do we blame for that?
Us. So that's why I say our form of reparation shouldn't be in a monetary form. because we see what we're gonna do with it. Even if they was to give us an open line of credit, what we're gonna go do with the credit?
Draw down on it and waste it all.
Shit, you already know. So it should be some form of land, some seeds, a tractor or something. Yeah, but it shouldn't be in a monetary form. But even though we didn't know what to do, that president, never born for in history have we had this opportunity. You don't think he told the banks to say, man, come on now, we'll insure that money?
But when we talk about racism and you go back to the Clintons and you look at the super predator, he was the president before he was president to say that the Central Park Five should be put to death when we know they
well, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. In his defense, they really believe they done that.
Who did?
Donald Trump. And so we just found out they didn't do it. But when he made that statement, they really believe, everybody really believed, other than the people who knew that those 5 boys had done that. And it was a horrific rape. Right. It was a horrific crime. So if you thought this, yeah, they should be that.
But when you think about the history of Black people in America, you have to think about Emmett Till. Well, people that thought Emmett Till did something.
But let's go back to the movie. They coerced those kids into even saying that, yeah, we did. So, but Trump and the rest of the world don't know this. They just going off what's been presented to them. So, of course, if this is presented to you like the media do most of us, we're going to say that's a horrible person. Yeah, we do that to our own when we see some shit on the news.
But when you wear the hat, did you work for Trump?
Well, this is what happened, right? I was heavily involved with the local Republican Party, the Tarrant County GOP Republican Party in Texas, right? So the Tarrant County GOP Republican Party during that time was the largest voting Republican base in the country. So President Trump came through there a couple of times. And so there's a lady by the name of Mona Bailey. So you don't get elected in Fort Worth without Mona's nod of approval.
She's a Black woman?
A white woman. White woman. Very powerful white woman, rich white woman. So I got adopted by the Terrence Starr Republican Women's Club. This is a very affluent elite club. So they would meet every Tuesdays and some Thursdays at the country club, the golf club. So they adopted me. So they would donate to my organization. So I got selected to be the campaign manager for a guy by the name of Albert McDaniels, who was running against Senator Nicole Collier. So I was his campaign manager. So after being his campaign manager, they had a black guy by the name of R.W. Bray, who they was nominating me to be the director of public engagement of the African American community for the RPT. So I'm graduating. So I went from local to the Republican Party of Texas. So this is in Austin. So during that time,
were you a Republican at the time?
Yeah, Republican.
Are you a Republican now?
Yeah. I'm a hood Republican, but I'm a conservative nigga who just so happened to vote Republican. I'm a conservative nigga with conservative principles and values who just so happen to vote Republican because they uphold conservative values.
Wait, what is a conservative nigga? Can you explain that, please?
He's an oxymoron. You want me to say this on camera?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm quid quo pro politics.
Okay.
Right? So I live in a red state in a red county. Right? All the judges, all the powers to be is Republican. Why would I go join the losing team? Right? So when I went to community college, I went and gathered all the historical information, going to government classes, U.S. history, American history. And so I looked at the two. And I said, okay, well, the Republicans started out fighting with niggas. The Democrats created the Ku Klux Klan. The Republicans authored, sponsored, and almost passed all civil rights legislation for Black people in this country. It's been the Democrats opposing, even to this day. So there was a switch. Right, the Southern strategy during Nixon's era. Well, they really didn't switch. The platforms and the methods changed. The Democrats created entitlement programs to bait us in for more votes. Dr. King was peddling with the Republicans, right? Kennedy and them. So the Democrats got smarter. That's where LBJ come in and says, I'm going to have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 400 years. So I stopped right there. What? So once you start looking into it, when I look at the Republican platform, the conservative principles is what mama and them raised us with. God, family. No, you don't only live once. You make right choices and decisions. So I go with these principles. The Democrats is liberals. You're free to do whatever. Be who you no. So I go with this platform.
But shouldn't people be able to be who they want to be?
Yeah, that's why I'm a conservative nigga, vote Republican. But I get a lot of backlash. You're right. They should. So that's why I do this. So I became a rock star in this town as a black Republican with gold teeth. So I started having some of the whitest women come to the hood, man, and bring all kind of shit. And them dope dealing niggas be standing out there. Man, why you got these white women? Them the police. So I got the hood shook up with old white Republican women. So I got nominated to be a part of the RPT. I get a phone call. This is before President Trump becomes president. I get a phone call saying, hey, Charleston, would you like to campaign with Donald Trump to 3 key battleground states? I said, hell yeah, I would. They said, okay, we're going to call you back at 3 o'clock. We're going to have your information. So, man, I'm excited. But I'm financially struggling at the time. So they told me that they was going to give me they're going to give me a stipends, a food stipends, and pay for the travel. So I'm thinking, man, I'm going to leave broke and come back broke? Man, that shit don't sound right. So when they called back to book the flight to get information, my response was, no, man, fuck Trump. Man, I don't like him that much. Man, I ain't going to get no money. So they repeated to me again that I'll get a stipend. And so no, I didn't campaign with him.
But you believed in him.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Do you still believe in him?
No. It's hard to believe in him because he's under attack. And at this point, because the attack is so personal, I think there's a vendetta. So
Against Trump?
No, I think he would have a vendetta
Against the country.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think he would.
Did you think his performance was presidential?
No, I feel like that day, we fucked up. Yeah, the day of the election, I felt, man, we done fucked up and let this motherfucker be president, man. Because he struggled. And I believe he struggled because I don't think he believed he was going to win. His reaction, his response didn't say that he thought he was going to win.
Why do you think so many I love the fact that he's sharing, he's Republican, he's standing on that, he believes in.
Yeah, and I think we fucked up at first, but then as he began to get into the seat of being a president, that first year was like, man, we done fucked up. But I began to see, I began to see something different.
But why do you think there's so many young black people right now that want to see Trump in office again?
So this what drew. So remember, up until Trump, I went Hillary over Obama. So I didn't go John McCain and none of that. But I did vote for Bush.
Is it because even then, even in the midst of however you identified as a party, you were standing on the people who represent the issues that were important to you?
Well, at the time, it wasn't the issues. You trying to. Okay, so I just had my daughter, so I'm transitioning. So I'm transitioning into college. I'm breaking away from the criminal elements and the aspects for the mentality wise from the culture. So I'm evolving past the hip hop culture mindset, right? Pull my pants up, tucking my shirt tail. So I'm evolving to something different. But what I'm seeing, in black people behind Obama, they just voting because he's black. Ain't got nothing to do with what they know about politics. They don't know anything about. So I'm voting off my personal knowledge, right? What I learned in college and studying the platforms. When Trump came along, I'm saying, hold up, y'all. We used to love this white boy. How the fuck y'all gonna tell me he racist? I grew up in the 80s. Nigga, every rapper done, man, from Jeezy, you go on. So how y'all gonna say he racist? He was just on The Apprentice.
But he was an entertainer. We didn't know. All of it, you could like everybody until you hear their personal views.
Well, this is what I'm saying. How we know he ain't playing with this? Because they were bringing up stuff when he was supporting the Democrats.
Right.
He was with the Clintons during the 90s.
Right.
And he ever said if he ever go run for president, he would run as a Republican. So I'm saying, man, he got to be playing. I believe black people should not vote blind loyalty to nobody. We should have quid quo pro expectations every election. What can you do for me to get this?
That is 100% facts, boy. Too many people be voting on emotions, fucking feelings, all types of dumbass shit. Instead of thinking, how can this benefit us in the long run? You know, just like when when fucking Obama got into office, the reason why so many people voted for Obama was so fucking stupid. Because they were voting off of emotions and feelings. And, oh, yeah, this and that. Like, no, bro. No. That's crazy, though, man. It's just like, when you really sit down and listen to somebody, you'll learn a whole lot about them, even if you don't like them. You should be listening, just like he said. You should be listening to understand, not to be understood. That's 100% facts. Too many people don't want to listen to understand. They want to listen to be understood. Too many people are listening to respond, not listening to learn. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Fucking. And then I didn't even know he did all that shit with Boosie getting on the phone, telling him that he was going to let him win, make him look like a hero, and this, that, and the third. And Boosie didn't even want to do that. This shit was crazy. I didn't know. And I didn't even know about him having the opportunity to go campaign with Trump. That's even crazier to me. That's wild. See what I said, man. You listen to people, you'll learn a lot about them. You learn a lot about them. And it's 100% facts. Ooh, man, this has been quite the fucking episode today, man. I'm fixing to get up on out of here in a minute. You already know, man. I got things that I got to do. So with that being said, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your members, aunties, your grannies, and everybody else y'all know. And remember, listen to learn. Don't listen to respond. And vote and think with logical thinking and thoughts. Don't vote and think on emotion. Because only fucking children do that. Females do that. Men don't supposed to do that. So don't do that shit. If you're doing that shit, you need to look in the mirror and slap the hell out of yourself. So yeah, man, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this outro pulled up. We're going to get the hell up on out of here.
Hey, with the fun tour, going out here and all this shit, all over fucking USA, and I'm done with all this shit. I'm cool off all this fucking talking shit. I got a whole team to represent. I don't want to do none of this. I never did want to do any of it. Fuck this nigga and fuck his team, bro. I'm out. I gotta go. Square up with yourself, motherfucker.